Hi, this is Natalie with The Fifth Journey. I'm going to be doing a large batch of soap today. I've got 4 loaves ready to go, and it's going to be kind of a lavender with a little bit of an extra punch. So I have the Lavender Fragrance Oil. This is not lavender essential oil. And then I'm going to add some champagne fragrance oil to kind of give it a little bit extra. So I have my micas set out here. I'm going to be doing, as you can see, 5 different colors of purple micas, and they're all a little bit different. There's 2 of them that are good for cold process. There's 2 that are kind of iffy, that may turn gray, and then there's another one that will either be great or it won't. It just kind of depends. But if they don't, they'll just turn kind of a gray color. And as you can see, I did mix these in with water instead of oil, because I have the tendency to, when I do oil, it just kind of sits at the bottom. So I went ahead and did water, and I did do a discount. That seems like a lot of distilled water, but I have a water discount, so everything will be fine. And then I have a tiny bit of titanium dioxide that I will put into the main part. I have mats in the bottom of these, so they'll have a really pretty bottom on them. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and add in the fragrance oils and whisk that in. Since I have a pretty big pot, actually, I might use that would be good. And yes, my kids are home, so it's evening. And you think you're probably used to that by now. And these are non-discoloring, and they are not supposed to accelerate or do anything funky, so it should be a-okay. And I didn't do a super thin trace, but that's okay. And the nice thing about the recipe that I changed, I don't have to measure quite as exact on the fragrances. So, because basically 1 loaf would take 2 ounces of fragrance, so that makes it nice, because my previous recipes I had to weigh them each out. So this makes it nice and handy. And that seems like a lot of fragrance, but this will make 40 bars of soap. So that's not that much. That smells good. So we'll put this in, and then I'm going to put a little bit into the bottom of each one of these, so we can have a nice, pretty pattern. And this is nice and fluid, so. That smells good. It is, it's, you know, I've got the lavender, and that lavender fragrance oil smells like a true lavender at a fraction of the price. And the champagne just added just a little bit kind of an effervescence. It's really nice. Okay, that mixed in there pretty good. So I've got all my rags handy. Can never have too many rags in soap making, that's for sure. And I'm using some different gloves. My other gloves got a hole in them after the last batch. So let's go ahead and pick them up. And it doesn't take very much. See how that's setting up already? Now I'm soaping at about 100 degrees. Okay. And I'm going to do kind of a hanger swirl in here too. So what I'm going to do is kind of move everything out of the way. I'm going to trade places like this. You can see that okay. All right, I'm going to add about, I don't know, maybe a cup, 2 cups or so, each one of these. Get it all mixed in there. Two. I've got my colors mixed in. As you can see, these two stayed a nice purple, and this one kind of went like a pinkish beige, and then these two went gray. Now I know on one of these two, I should have written it down, but one of these two will stay gray probably, and the other one may still morph back to a purple. Don't know what's going to happen with that one. I'm not quite sure what will happen there. So we're going to go ahead and get started pouring these. And what I'm going to do is a little bit of a, I guess, a wall pour. Let's go ahead and get started. Do it down this side. All right, go ahead and pour some of this in. Now, that fragrance was not supposed to accelerate, but that sure is fairly thick. As you can see, I don't like wasting any batter. So what I'm putting on now are teeny tiny jojoba beads that are purple. And my hand is a little warm, so they're sticking, but I'll sprinkle some of these on, and then I will texture the top. And then we will put them in the oven with the light on for about an hour, just to go through gel phase, and then I'll peek at them, make sure they're not getting too hot. I'll come back tomorrow, see how they're doing. As you can see, this one I started one direction and went down, and this one I basically the same hand movement, but I went up, but it gives it a different look. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, spritz the top with rubbing alcohol and put them in the oven, and we will come back tomorrow or when it's time to cut, and we will see you then. Let's go ahead and start cutting them. I did go ahead and cut off the ends of each one, and we have some fun swirls in there. And I trimmed up the edges on the long sides of the top and bottom on all 4 of them, but the designs turned out really nice on those. So we've got some nice swirls. I did have a little bit of bubbles in there on that one side, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and lay it on its side. And this will go much faster, especially since I'm doing the 4 loaves. We'll be able to get those soaps done pretty fast. So I will fast forward through all of this, and then we'll take a look, and then I'll trim them up. But see how the bottoms came out. Now this one, if you can see the seam, this is actually 2 larger pieces and then a small one, because when you buy these, they come in a big sheet and you cut them down to size. So I had kept the little pieces. So okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting, and then like I said, I'll fast forward and show you what it look like, trim them up, and put them on the curing racks. Okay, so there you have it. Went ahead and cut all of them. I will trim them up, stamp them, and put them on the curing racks, and we'll come back for a final look. So you can actually see, let's see if we can find a good one. Up in here, where it's lighter, that's where we did the titanium dioxide. And then this line, this layer right here, is that one that morphed and looked kind of pink. So it is a lighter gray, and then we have that medium gray and the darker gray, and then we have the 2 purples. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are your 5 different colors of the purple and how they did morph, but still came out pretty neat on those. We'll come back for a final look.